Hello there, YouTube hunters. Brad Goodspeed here. So I just wanted to show you briefly a video of this panel I'm making. This is to go underneath my workbench. My garage is so small that the workbench I have in there has to stay in there for the hunt. So I usually make it sort of a display of props. But this year I wanted to, instead of just hanging a sheet over the front of it, I wanted to build an insert to go right up underneath the workbench. And what I made is like a brick panel with the idea is that this is kind of like an old-timey built-in furnace. So I made this out of pink foam and a little piece of plexiglass in there. This is a 1.5 inch sheet, and then I have another piece of 1.5 shaped using my Stanley Sureform shaver to create the bevels, to create the door here. Just glued it all down using great stuff. As you notice, I have a few of the bricks that kind of stick out slightly. I have, I think, 3 of them. And I just achieved that by putting another thin piece of foam on top and cutting them to shape, and then, routing it all down with a Dremel and such to make it all seamless. Painted the door using a combination of light dusting of spray paint and some translucent leather stain and various things. So the idea here is that on the lower shelf of my workbench, I can just put a box inside on the work shelf with some fake logs and some these lights I made up using fluorescent starters to create a sparkling fire effect. And then the other thing I've done here is I'm putting on a coating, or these drips here are done with Gorilla Glue. And the reason I did that is Gorilla Glue expands into foam. And this is going to be a blacklight room where this is situated. So I'm going to do light dry brushes of red paint on the brick to give it a red look, but I want lots of contrasting colors to make it a fun blacklight effect. So I'm going to use bright green blacklight paint. I'm using Wildfire on those drips, and I wanted it to be more than just painted on. I wanted it to actually stand out in 3 dimensions, which is why I used the Gorilla Glue. So I just put it on there and let it drip down and expand. So it's going to be kind of fun. There'll be twinkling lights in there, and then all around here will be all dark light or black light paint. And then sitting on top of this workbench is going to be Burstook, my demon prop, which I've mentioned before and shown you tutorials of. So this will be the big black light room in the back. There's going to be pipes coming out of the top of the bench to make it look like it's a furnace, and there'll be chains and lots of skulls and things like that. So that's that room. Hope you all are doing well with your builds. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And look forward to talking to you all soon. Happy hunting.